Alright guys, welcome to an outdoor edition of the Kissing Honey podcast.
Yeah.
Today we are not in our studio.
Yeah.
We're trying to convince this guy we are big shots and we have a big studio, but fit. We have no electricity today.
Man, what is happening? Like, you guys have just been introduced to load shedding.
I don't know what's happening to our country.
You know, every chance I get to diss Kenyans, I take it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys are always trolling Uganda.
Now you're sitting in front of a till number.
Yeah.
Huh? What kind of set is this?
It's the best kind.
Yeah.
It's the realest.
But Daniel Omara, ladies and gentlemen.
Drinking Lucozade.
Welcome to the nation. You've become a regular here.
Yeah. When do I get my ID?
You should just get a flat and then 2 weeks in Kampala, 2 weeks over here.
In Nairobi. No, so I'm going to get a flat, a Mazda, because that's like Nairobi side.
Oh, for real?
I've seen lots of Mazdas. It's like they're trying to take over from Toyota.
All right, you're seeing many Mazdas.
I'm seeing lots of Mazdas.
The teeny weeny ones? Or
the teeny weeny ones. You guys are embracing the small car culture. Those are Ubers.
You see all those little cars you see on the street? Mm-hmm. Like 80% of them are Ubers, man.
So if I need a job in Nai, that's the one.
That's the 2 week thing.
With my Mazda. Yeah. And a Kamba chick. And we're good.
Who told you about the Kamba women?
Hey, no one told me. I experienced it. I'm a victim.
You were taken through the initiation.
I have no complaints. We are good. Yeah.
No, but good to see you in Nairobi. You're here for stand-up?
Oh, yeah.
No, I was there. You did well.
Thank you.
The rain tried to do something to you, but who are you?
The star tougher.
Yeah?
You know in Uganda we say star tougher.
Oh, for real?
As in the star doesn't die in his film.
Oh, okay.
Like the main actor.
The
starring does not die in his movie. Yeah. So we went on. We pushed. The rain showed up like twice.
I think the rain helps make people even more relaxed because you went. I think you did that 1.5 hours.
I didn't even know I'd gone past an hour.
Yeah, you did 1.5. I was telling you and you weren't believing.
I swear.
1.5 hours.
I didn't know Doug was flashing me the whole time. Like me, I was on stage just going. I'm like, yeah.
Doug was there with a whole flashlight, like the one for Batman.
And I'm like, no, I don't want.
It didn't feel like 1.5 hours.
Even for me, it didn't feel like 1.5 hours. Because I felt like I'd just started. And then I'm seeing the light flashing and I'm like, okay. All I had was like 2 shots of Captain Morgan before the show.
Is it stronger than Waragi?
Oh no. Listen, few things are stronger than Waragi.
Waragi is like, it's Warachi. That's the proper pronunciation.
Waragi. Yeah, so Waragi is one of the most hardcore things. It's whiskey.
Oh, okay.
It's whiskey, right? It's basically whiskey. But the origin of the name is from the term war gin.
Oh, war gin.
Yeah, it's a gin.
Is it a gin?
Yes, it's a gin. Sorry, it's not a whiskey. It's a gin. I get my liquor confused sometimes. I'm drinking. Don't judge me.
No, some people fuck up at their job.
I know, man. Yeah. But yeah, it's a gin, and the guys used to take shots before they went to war.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so you take a shot of gin,
right.
war gin.
Oh, come
but
on.
Ugandans, being who they are, will mess up anytime they waraji.
Is there waraji in Nairobi? Is there anyone who imports that stuff? I've not come across it.
I think your version of waraji would be Kenya Ken.
How about konyagi?
That too.
Is konyagi Uganda?
Yeah, those local brew things, the ones. Okay, I don't know. Don't be offended that I call them local brew.
Is konyagi Uganda?
Konyagi is not Ugandan, isn't it? That name sounds so Kenyan.
You know, I've been buying it thinking it's Uganda. Cheki, give me Ugandan konyagi.
It's called UG. But yeah.
So that's interesting. So it was a war gin.
War gin, and Ugandans changed it to waraji. Just like many words.
Was it the Northerners who were?
Oh no. Northerners don't mess up language. Okay, we've messed up a few words like bailo. I don't know. Toilets in my village are called bailo.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
How do you say that? I was like, all right.
No, for real, they're called bailo.
Tell me the story again.
Okay, so the British show up in Uganda in the 1800s, colonized the place and all that stuff. The north is one of the few places that fought back. You've heard of the Lamogi Rebellion?
Yes.
It was wild. Some dude called Chifa which said F this. Going to stick a foot up their butts.
That was during which era?
This is when the rebellions were happening.
During the white guys?
The early 90s, the early 1900s, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I nearly said early 90s as if we are 100 something. But yeah. So yeah, this guy says, no, F it, we don't want. So he fights. Acholi region is notorious for being rebellious, just naturally.
That's in the north, right?
That's in the north, yeah. Northerners are stubborn people. So these guys come back and they're starting initiatives like, yo, let's set up pit latrines and stuff, because the process we are using in the north is, you've heard of hoe, using a hoe?
Yes.
Yeah.
A djembe. It's called a djembe.
Yeah, like you ask someone where's the toilet,
yes.
and they give you a hoe and point you to the garden.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And some people are thinking, do I have to work to take a dump? They're like, no, just dig, poop, and bury. That's free manure, man.
And then digging takes long for a while.
Yeah, but it's like 2 scoops. Then you plant and thing it.
But if you're more committed to this thing, you'll do like 8.
What have you been eating?
What I do it properly. Check it.
Yeah, those guys who eat githeri with no water. You scare me.
At what have you been eating?
Man, everything.
Hey, you guys may feel like going to the loo, but for me, this is 8 scoops.
It's personal, man.
I can't do 2.
Find guys looking like gym bros in the toilet. It's extreme.
That is funny. So guys would go, you dig a little hole and you do your thing.
Yeah, and these guys thought one of the initiatives they should take to the north is building pit latrines.
Okay.
So they put my dad in charge.
Your dad, your dad?
He was a teenager, yeah. He was a teen. This is my uncle telling me the story.
Oh, okay.
I have an uncle called Uncle Amai, crazy dude. So he's telling me, because I was telling him, I'm not sure about my comedy career. Am I doing the right thing? The guy's like, oh, you were born into the right family. You didn't know who your father was as a teenager. So they put my dad in charge of mobilizing the village. And because my dad got the message wrong, he goes, they said by law, everyone is supposed to build a pit latrine.
Oh.
By law.
Yeah.
To this day, toilets in my village are called bylaw, because
they're digging a bylaw.
That's the version of the message they were given. Bylaw.
Tell kids to switch it on. Share and switch it on.
Like someone just saying miroro ger bylaw. Like they're saying, let's go build the bylaw, right? And we messed up the word bylaw completely. So toilets in my village are called bylaw.
Till date.
To date. There's a place in Jinja district called Nalufenya. Guess where the word came from? Nalufenya.
I don't know.
Nile Ferry.
Oh, right.
It's where the Nile Ferry used to park. And how it went from Nile Ferry to Nalufenya, by the way, I can understand. Waraji I can get. But Nalufenya,
I think it's just, I don't know, man. Because it happens even here. There are places which were, I don't know the specific stories, but there are places which were named English, like I think Maragoli. I think that was a place where there was gold or something.
Really?
But I may have butchered the story.
Hey,
but
all
there
the
are many
words.
such places like that here in Nairobi, in Kenya too. Yeah. So you're a Luo, right?
I am half Luo, if I can. I'm Luo by assimilation. The Lango are not a Luo tribe.
You're Lao.
Lango, yes. Okay.
Lango.
It's written Lango, but it's pronounced Lango. The way we say it, Lango. The nga sound kind of just passes. Lango.
Did you know this guy said hi to his Luo? When I said Nick Okelo.
I had the name. Okelo is a very Luo name.
You're saying like when you go to a police station and just say, I know Okelo.
Yes. If you want to start a conversation with any Luo in Uganda, just ask him how is Okelo. We all have a cousin called Okelo. You get, just like I'm sure amongst the Kikuyu, there's like a Mwanji, Njoroge. You guy, I know like 5 Njoroges. I know a guy with a dog named Njoroge.
There's a Shiro.
And the dog barks weird. It's like woof, 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 woof. I'm like, what? What's up with your dog?
So they're mainly in the security sector.
Security, military, but low ranking.
Oh, low ranking.
Yeah.
So probably like the Luyas here.
Oh, you guys like
Luyas are like I'm Luya. So there's a stereotype, a running joke that Luyas. In fact, there's an MP who actually said that. He said Luyas are cooks and watchmen. It wasn't taken very well, but
listen, every woman wants a guy who can cook and gives her a sense of security. Yes, we can't even argue against it. But isn't the security
both in the compound and in the bedroom, you guys?
Everywhere, yeah. You
are secure.
But let me ask a question. Like, isn't the security situation messed up? Because I find lawyers are so easy to bribe.
Oh, for real?
Chicken. Like, I could get into any concert if I know the security guard is a lawyer. Just show up with KFC and be like, bro. Original chicken, the hard one. Fine, I'm coming up with.
What are they called in your lingua?
Which one?
Like the original chicken. Yeah, they call kienyeji.
In Uganda, I think they're Kokonkuru.
Kokonkuru.
Yeah, you know
that
those-
is the one which grows in the village.
In the village, those ones that sleep in trees.
They look for their own food.
They hunt for themselves.
Yeah.
You find it fighting a cat. You're like,
Yeah.
who's winning?
Yeah.
Like the cat hunted it and it flipped the script. So those chicken, you know the ones with no hair on their neck. They're called Congo Pirit.
Oh, Congo Pirit.
Congo Pirit. Like I don't know what it means. I don't know where the word came from, but I think they're descendants from Congo or something.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah, but fun times, man.
But how's comedy doing in Uganda, man?
We are struggling through a vernacular phase.
All right.
And a music phase, if I can call it. Music took over comedy, which is the most disturbing thing for me.
Yeah.
Like for so long, platforms, because in Uganda, platforms are commanding like audiences of
You
850.
guys have a problem of audience, right?
Yeah, we have. The numbers are massive.
But is the audience there for the comedy or the
Now therein lies the problem.
music?
Yes, we are forcing a music audience to come and watch comedy,
Which then work, right?
which backfires because music is a passive activity.
Yeah.
We can be chilling at the bar here, music is blasting in the background, we are balling, right? You turn and shout, "Whoa, that is my song!" and then you go back to your beer,
Yeah.
like most chicks do. With comedy, you can't be having a conversation with someone and say you enjoyed the comedy show.
Yeah,
You have to be an active listener. Now, music audiences are not active listeners. So the comedy has been slowly becoming more and more profane to get the attention of an audience that
right.
did come to watch them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So you have to be wild.
you have to be wild. You have to be using this. You have to be Eric Omondi on drugs.
Yeah, all right.
And you know Eric Omondi is already enough. Now picture him on a high. Just
So do you think it's a shortcut to
Yeah.
use the musicians to bait
Yes.
the crowd to come through?
Meanwhile, the funny thing is I have no problem featuring musicians at a comedy show. That is not the issue because I've come under attack very often for saying music does not belong in comedy. No. I have a problem with them being the biggest face on the poster,
Oh, okay.
which number one is an issue for me. It's a freaking comedy show.
Yeah, it's
And
not-
yeah, and then number two, I have a problem with them closing a comedy event. Like
Oh, okay.
technically we're
Yeah,
curtain
you should
raisers.
never do anything after the headliner.
Yes, technically we are curtain raisers at our own events, but that's the situation we put ourselves in.
Oh, okay.
The beauty with the Nairobi comedy scene is you guys are experiencing the reverse of what we went through in Uganda. Because stand-up comedy started as an English-speaking art form.
Okay.
And then there's now a surge of vernacular. For you guys, it was vernacular. The Swahili
Yes.
was dominating. And now the English is the disruption.
Yeah.
So we're experiencing...
And it's interesting because we learned a lot from you guys.
oh, yeah.
Remember, we used to come there and make pilgrimages and admire the scene there.
Man.
Damn, this guy is actually doing English stand-up comedy, man.
I loved being a consultant. Where guys are like, Omara, how do you feel about this? Then I'd first wipe my absent mustache. So, you see, I was thinking maybe a Queens of Comedy event, and guys are like, oh yeah, he speaks. Oh yeah, very intelligent man. Yeah, I was just drunk.
Are
But
those
good
shows still
times.
there? There was La Bonita.
La Bonita Comedy Files collapsed.
Oh, okay. COVID killed many shows. Right?
COVID killed many shows. It took out my platform even. I had a platform called Another Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Don't judge me about the name. There were so many comedy clubs in Kampala.
It was called Just Another Comedy Club.
Just Another
Do
Comedy
you want to get into why you changed?
yeah. So, so someone copped the concept of our show because Just Another Comedy Club was what? 150-seater
Okay.
location on the rooftop of
It was very clean,
a
very.
hotel. Very clean venue, very legit. We didn't want many people. We just wanted a small paying crowd, right? And then we'd grow it over time.
How much was it at the door?
At the door, it was what? 30K? Ugandan? Divided by
1,000
25?
on average.
About 1,000, yeah.
Yeah.
But nice hotel, posh place, right? They wanted people to buy drinks and eat food.
Okay.
So another comedian starts an event called Just Comedy and goes to the rooftop. The same concept of a hotel that was a 5 minutes drive from where we were doing our show.
Shit.
And I'm like, what level? What in the hell kind of sabotage is this? Like, who grew this person? So we had to get the Just out of the name and just call it
Another Comedy.
Another Comedy Club. But also we named it Just Another Comedy Club because at the time we started it, there were like 15 comedy platforms in Kampala. And Kampala is like not a quarter of the size of Nairobi. Kampala is one, what's it called? one estate in Nai.
All right. Like say Westlands, for example.
Westlands, yeah. Kampala is basically Westlands. So, yeah, Kampala is not that big. It's 5 hills. The only other place rivaling us in size, and I mean smallness, is Kigali. But Kigali is a vertical city.
All right.
It's very hilly. Like, you could see a spot, you're literally going there. It's 1 kilometer away, but you have to spiral downhill.
Yeah, true. You're on the other side of the hill.
Yeah, because if you jumped, you'd die. So it's that kind of vibe. Kampala is not that big. So we had to find a creative name for the platform, which meant basically, in essence, we named our platform Nameless.
But
We did what Nameless did.
but now the other guy was so mannerless.
Deadly.
So did the other club cannibalize your club?
No, they both collapsed around the same time.
But due to COVID, not due to...
Due to COVID. Because after about 3 shows, he started bringing in musicians. You can't... Yeah. It's hard sustaining a platform in Kampala without any bonus.
Does the audience demand for a musician?
So let me tell you how bad it has gotten. Music infiltrated comedy so much. When you tell people, are you coming for comedy night? They ask which musician is performing. You see how insulting it is. Like, we have so much work to do.
That is so funny.
Yeah, it's the saddest thing, man.
When you advertise for a comedy club, they ask which musician is performing.
Is performing. Like, it's sad, man.
A comedy show.
That stuff gave me ulcers.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay. Just
So like,
yeah. No. Okay, just do that.
So yeah, not who's opening,
So for
not
guys
who's
to watch this
closing.
podcast, we need a headliner musician.
Man, you need to bring Nameless and Wahoo.
Check you guys scrolling to where Nameless will be performing.
Yeah, like guys, and it got bad because like you'd see a comedy night poster come out, and the biggest face on the poster is the musician. So we were very confused. But I understand Alex had a 2,000-seater venue to fill up. So I think
it was a weekly show.
And it was a weekly show. But also, I think it hit us all that weekly shows are damn near impossible to sustain with such large crowds.
Yeah, true.
The format here is working better.
Was it airing on TV every week?
For him, it was. But TV has also stepped back from stand-up because of the profanity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like when the vernacular took over, I always tell people Luganda is a very beautiful language. Luganda is a beautiful language. That's how Baganda women are stealing Kenyan men.
All right.
Yeah, you know, they start talking.
Damn.
Yeah.
You marry them ASAP.
Kulika Yoseba. Like then they do it while kneeling. And in your head, you're losing your damn mind. You're like, "Wow!"
Can I marry you immediately?
Immediately. And she's like, yes, even now. Like, it's a beautiful language.
Yeah.
But the way the comedians are using it in Kampala, sometimes even you get disturbed. I'm like,
right.
Why am I the one appreciating the language more than the guy speaking it?
Okay.
Luganda is a language of euphemisms. They never say anything up front. A penis is called kasolo. The direct translation of kasolo is a small insect.
All right.
Yeah, like they don't come up front and say, you know, big dick. No, they
Small insect. Very subtle.
they have these subtle innuendos to express themselves. But the current breed of comics is just throwing vulgarity out there. So it's a bit problematic. We have a lot of cleaning up to do, and the strategy is to take comedy back to the theater.
Or to the clubs, right? The mini, like another comedy club.
Yeah, that kind of another comedy club. But the trick is the venues and the sponsors all want numbers. Yeah. So everyone has scaled back to a monthly. Even Alex scaled back to a monthly show.
No, but even us when we were doing, not we, but when Churchill was doing his show here, sustaining a weekly, it has just to be a variety show.
Actually, yes.
It becomes a variety show.
And that's why
you have dancers, singers, the headliner is the
poets.
You know, like the politician. Maybe Ruto is coming.
Ruto at a comedy event?
No, he came through for that Churchill show.
That would be hilarious.
He killed it. Ruto, Uhuru, they all went through that Churchill show thing.
So I don't think Ruto has to tell jokes if he goes to a comedy show. All he has to say is, I've kept my promises. Because I saw dude trying to take credit for the rain. I was like, bruh.
Leave some credit to the mother nature.
Give the rainmakers some props, man. Why are you like this? But yeah.
That's funny.
Alex took his weekly show to a smaller venue, comedy club style. Okay. But same format, still musicians featuring and all that.
So how is it now pushing this new format or none?
It's hard, man.
Because you see that there's also a younger generation who want different. How are the Gen Zs in Uganda? Are they as crazy as the ones here?
They're equally annoying. Trust me, Gen Z and feminists are the same everywhere.
All right.
Yeah. Just they don't change, man.
Gen Z and feminists.
Gen Z and feminists are the same everywhere. Annoying, inconsistent, very unreliable. And I'm not trying to.
You're not hating.
Zero accountability. I'm not hating. It's just experience. Because the comedians from 10, 12, 13, 14 years ago are a very different batch from the current ones.
These ones come knowing.
These ones come believing I am destined for fame and celebrity, and you're like, yeah.
Like there was one here who was asking us why we are not paying him for open mic. Like the guy has done only like 2 shows,
for open mic.
You know, like the practice sessions.
Yes.
So he's asking, how am I gonna pay my bills?
How is he going to pay his bills?
Dude, how am I gonna pay my bills? You guys are not giving me money.
Hey.
But you don't know anything, man.
I can tell him how.
Yeah?
If your strategy is to make money from open mic, you have already failed at life. Honestly. Open mic is where you go and get spotted by scouts and promoters who need you for events.
And even fellow comedians.
And fellow comedians.
This guy is...
And the fellow comedians are the scouts.
Yeah, true.
Because we scout each other. So when someone comes and says, hey man, do you know anyone funny I can get for this gig? And I'm like, okay, I won't be available on that day, but I know this guy. He's reliable and he can come through. That's how the industry works. If you're making money off open mic, you're a very lucky person.
True.
It must be a family business.
True.
It doesn't work like that.
Some inherited money from something else.
Proper. Money you can afford to blow.
So you're saying they're the same. So maybe with the audience, they'll want something different. They'll be tired of going for a comedy show with music. Because you see, they also watch, there's so much comedy nowadays on TikTok and Instagram. So I feel like people are desiring that now.
So we have a problem of TikTokers in Uganda. This has to be said. Like, I know very well I'm not a TikToker. I've made it clear.
Oh, you're not even on TikTok?
I am on TikTok, but I think the last time I posted, before I started posting to push the Nairobi event, was last year in October.
Okay.
So it's been like 11 months.
Why? And TikTok is crazy. Like, the numbers on TikTok are sick.
Can I be honest with you? I find TikTok dumb. And for a number of reasons. You guys can judge me TikTokers, but hear me out. There's a phase in Uganda where musicians were not even allowed to mime their own songs. Like if you showed up on stage with a CD and told the DJ, play my song, and then you sang along to your own song, you'd get booed off stage. Right? Why you go and learn your own music? They want live performers, they want live guitar, you know, that kind of vibe, right? So artists had to adapt, hire bands, train bands, get backup singers, and all that. Then you're famous on TikTok for miming another person's song. What kind of nyokery is this?
Yeah, that's weird, right?
I found it very weird. I'm like, you're imitating another person's art and you're getting famous for it. In a world where the artist can't imitate his own art.
No, it's that miming thing is weird to me.
The miming thing is weird for me. I respect TikTokers who come up with original content.
Are you sure you respect them?
I do.
Oh yeah, the ones who come with
original content. Yes. Original content. Yes. I am all, not these ones who show up walking.
Slow motion.
I want to slap people through the screen. Like, what the fuck are you? But yeah, so TikTokers have been trying to get into stand-up. And me, I'm the type of person who, I don't want you to die in your movie. You're the star, you're the main character of your film.
Yeah.
So when I tell you, listen, you're going to need 6 weeks of mentorship, minimum, before you can step on that stage as a comedian. And they're like, nah.
Do they reach out? They're like,
no, they don't.
Or they just find themselves on a stage.
They reach out to the person who will give them the stage without asking questions.
But how come that happens? Because even here we have sketch comedians who directly make the segue into stand-up. And look, they can do whatever they want to. But like, I can't just wake up and go and become Eliud. What's the name of the superstar?
Chip Toge or something like that.
Eliud Chip.
Eliud Kipchoge, I think.
Kipchoge.
Yeah, Kipchoge, something. Those guys with robot names.
Yeah, so you need time to get to that level.
You need time to grow into it because I can't just go on TikTok and declare myself a TikToker.
Why is comedy seemingly the easiest thing to get into?
It's the easiest thing to get into, but it's the hardest to sustain. Because I've seen TikTokers, they get on stage.
Yeah.
Music. The auto-tune saves a lot of lives. Zuchi. So we have this thing where a guy jumps on stage and the audience receives him with a thunderous applause. Wow, because they know you from TikTok. And I'm always sitting in the crowd like, wait for it. Give him 30 seconds on stage. You're going to start seeing problems. So of course the first jokes are, hey, you guys know me, what's up? He's trying to do like a stand-up version of his TikTok jokes.
Yeah.
TikTok has a take two. You can record and do a second take if you're not satisfied with the first one.
Yeah.
You can switch it up. You can re-record, you can re-upload. Stand-up. No.
There's no rewind.
There's no rewind, there's no second take, there's nothing like reposition the camera. If you die, you die.
Man.
So there has to be a whole mentality shift, and that's what the mentorship is for. Meanwhile, it's free.
Yeah.
The mentorship is free. It's like condoms in bathrooms. People just don't want them.
Maybe because they are given by the government.
I swear, if it was the government mentoring people, no one would have crossed the international border. I would still be in Kampala. But
in
yeah.
Kenya, there's this guy called Crazy Kenna.
Yeah, I've heard
He
of
has
Crazy
like,
Kenna.
a sick following. Very good at sketches. So he's planning to do a one-man show. So I don't know if they're on the stand-up or sketches, but sometimes it makes me think like how people think stand-up is easy. It's hard, man.
Stand-up is one of the toughest art forms. Stand-up.
Come with content in your bed and make people laugh.
Yeah.
It takes you a lot of time to develop.
Yes, the
Even a
confidence,
bit.
while the ability to read your audience,
Yeah.
while delivering, handling hecklers. I think that is a class that needs to be taught separately. Handling hecklers,
Yeah.
because there's always someone in the audience, and this is the funny thing about hecklers. They are not your enemies. They just want to be part of your show.
They're just loud people.
They are loud people who want to be involved in your performance. Now, a TikToker wouldn't know that they are not trying to batter you. They want to be involved. So bring them in, make them part of your set, ease them out, and move on. Because if you turn it into a fight, imagine losing a fight to a heckler, yet you're the one on stage with the microphone. You have lost your authority.
Unless you know how to roll with the punch.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
Like sometimes when I get a heckler, I'm like, I don't even have a comeback for that. And then guys laugh and you move along.
Yes, you have to know when to cut and run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if someone throws a better punchline to your joke from the audience, laugh along with him. You a funny move, I
Yeah,
swear.
yeah.
If I wasn't the one on this stage,
We need to share the check.
yeah, we'll split the bill, but you're buying drinks. You keep it fun and going.
Yeah.
That training is very necessary.
But maybe we are haters, man.
No! See, the thing is, if I wanted to learn how to use TikTok, I would go to a person qualified on TikTok.
Yeah. And learn.
Yes,
So you're saying we're not haters either?
we're not haters. I personally wish them well.
Me
Because
too.
nothing hurts
I
us.
actually admire them.
Exactly, right?
Where do you get the guts?
To jump online.
What's this guy's name? Marlon Wayans. He had to go to the clubs and learn how to do stand-up comedy.
Yes, same thing with Kansime.
Oh, for real?
Kansime was a sketch comedian.
Yes.
Very good actress, voice actor, radio personality. Like she had everything on lock, hosting TV shows and all that. But then when she started getting famous for her YouTube videos, she didn't have what to export.
Okay.
Because you're on demand internationally. People are like, yo,
they want you.
You need to come to this country and perform. And you can't take along a squad of 10 people because you have to do the skits you did on YouTube. What did she do? Cost effective means you're a stand-up performer. You're one person. A team of 3. Your manager, yourself, and your creative director. So she went to Kotilda in Napo, who was the first female stand-up comedian in Uganda.
Kotilda, man.
Yeah, and they performed as a duo for some time on stage.
All right.
As they figured each other out and learned. And Kotilda, I think Kotilda ran as our creative director for 6 years, 2012 to 2018.
All right.
Yeah. She learned, and she has not lacked anything to export for the last, it's been a 10-year marathon.
She got good, right?
Oh, she got good.
She even had a comedy club at her place, right?
Yes, Kubis.
Yeah.
There was a, what was it? Not new material night, but it was a night where comedians went to generate content.
She don't move the table. Okay.
Okay.
Why are you touching the table like that?
Hey, I don't want to, man. The table touched me first. But Kansim is the best example I can give of someone who saw an opportunity and adapted
In
to
Kenya,
it.
we have a problem with that, especially with our celebrities who are
Man.
from Churchill Show.
Mm-hmm.
Many of them don't want to come to the clubs because you see they're already celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, why would I degrade myself to come to an open mic? All right, and perform next to kids for free.
These children.
Yeah. But I'm seeing it's beginning to change slowly. There's a guy called King Ori. Shout out to him. Nowadays
I saw King Ori. I think when was
at the open mic? Right?
Friday? Yeah, he was at the open mic, all decked out in a half tuxedo. He was smart though.
So it's I guess the mentality is changing slowly but surely.
It had better.
I think becoming a superstar as a comedian is one of the ways to end your career. Right?
Yes.
Look at Kina Joe Rogan, Kina what's his name, Chris Rock. They're always popping into clubs to practice their craft.
You have to, because it's so in Kampala we use open mic for scouting. Like a guy who's confident when there's barely any audience. That's the guy you want to put on stage.
Oh yes.
Yeah. The guy who gets up.
3 people in the audience.
3 people in the audience and he's going with those 3 people. And I'm just sitting there with a beer like, but you have my heart. It's going to take you a while to earn my trust, but for now you have my heart. Because I believe comedy is about trust.
Yeah, true, man. No, shout out to all the new comics. Politics, man. Are you guys allowed to talk about politics or you're going to be arrested at the border?
Oh, no.
No, but I'll post this after you get back.
Yeah, I'll post it when I come back to Nairobi. It's the safest bet. You may post it after I leave and they're like, you're never leaving again. I'm kidding.
Look, TV makes things look bigger than they actually are. Okay? So is it that bad? Or is it okay? Maybe bad is the wrong word to use. But how's it going? How does it feel?
I think things are escalating. So Ugandans are weird people. Ugandans are very interesting people. Ugandans will be quiet for the longest time about something until something triggers them and they break. And when Ugandans snap, they snap. I don't know if you guys heard of the November riots of 2020.
No.
When Bobi Wine was arrested and the whole city was on fire, with police doing drive-bys. And I mean drive-by shootings, because the riots were so intense. Now, of course, the rioting doesn't justify the police actions, because random people were shot.
I remember the riots.
Yeah.
I don't know what the riot was about.
Bobi Wine was arrested during campaign season.
Okay.
And I think the only reason that riot happened at the level it did was because of lockdown.
Okay.
And now the government kept pushing the lockdowns. Uhuru here was like, you guys, we have to drink. In Uganda, Museveni is a hypochondriac. He's like, no, diseases are bad. What? We need to stay indoors. Our lockdown.
I used to watch his videos.
Yeah, our lockdown was almost 2 years. He used to do push-ups and stuff. And
you guys are being led by someone who's leading from the front.
Man, we are being led by a senile guy with a physique. Like that's. That's basically it.
Take him, you guys. Take him.
This guy is like a Japanese.
Can do that. You think Ruto can do press up like that guy?
Ruto can flex his tongue because that's where his strength is. Look at this bicep. But it's the vibe.
He can flex his tongue.
He can flex his tongue. Man can talk, man. I've listened to him and I'm like, I believe you and I don't even live here.
That guy can be the greatest stand-up ever.
Like at the end of his, his punchline is simple. What haven't I done? I saw the thing about the rain on social media and people on Twitter were just mad. Like when a Kenyan starts with the word Kwani, you know it's going to be funny. Kwani, now you're taking credit for the rain. I'm like, the Kenyan accent always wins. I'm sorry, I read Kenyan tweets in the Kenyan accent. But
you're saying that we're talking about the riots.
Yeah, the riots were
tired, lockdown
pushed Ugandans really far. Like, I've never seen Uganda like that, where you have to be careful everywhere you go.
Okay.
Kampala has never been an unsafe place. There are places where there's chaos.
That looks nice.
Yeah.
He feels like he should have been there.
Okay.
I'm missing out. Fixing rides and stuff. Kampala during lockdown and shortly after lockdown was insane.
How was your lockdown? Was it 7?
Our lockdown was what time were we getting out? I think 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. for border borders. No, border borders had to stop at 1.
Which means people have stopped generally.
Yeah.
Because if you can't get transport by...
Yeah, people were smuggling their girlfriends in boxes. Like just get in the back of the border and they put a box on top of you because they were not allowed to transport people. They were only allowed to transport luggage. So, hey, Ugandan chicks are tiny, but the bum
was sticking out.
The butt was sticking out, man. You can't.
I'm not carrying something. I'm carrying a package. Then the ass is just
Like police is there. Like, why does this box have a figure? What is going on?
What is this part?
What is this part? Like this box here. Chick is like, oh. So it got awkward. But it was
The borders were being locked until
the borders.
Lockdown would start for them at what time?
1 p.m. This was at the peak of lockdown.
Okay.
The very, very beginning. Then for other people it was 5 p.m. And then 7. By 5 I think cars should have stopped. By 7 you should have been in your houses. Then it adjusted. Borders went to 5 p.m. General happiness went to 7.
Okay.
Then I think at some point they moved it to around 9 p.m. But our lockdown was lifted at the end of 2021.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, New Year's Day 2022.
How was those when? January, I think 2021.
Yeah. Uhuru bailed you guys out earlier. I remember celebrating that man. I'm like, oh, my fellow alcoholic. Thank you very much.
The people who people were going to Tanzania for a break from lockdowns.
So I was in Tanzania during lockdown, wearing a mask. I'd gone for a comedy show with Kansime.
Oh, okay.
And we're the only ones wearing masks. Everyone's looking at us like,
you're like, what the heck is wrong with this?
and you know now, Sheng I can grasp a bit. Tanzanian Swahili, you don't even know when you're being insulted.
Yeah.
Hey, I guess just looking at you and then he whispers something. You're like, god damn it, they're going to kill me.
Maybe that's why Tanzania is ahead now. You know, they've
Actually,
made
yeah.
a lot of inroads right now. Those guys.
Yeah.
That time, when our guys were locked down, them they were doing things.
They got the business acumen from Kenya, they got the alcoholism of Ugandans,
Yeah.
the friendliness, they combine it.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
A bunch of different features. But Tanzania is doing well for itself.
Yeah, I think so.
Lockdown was savage in Uganda. I saw
the
people.
police savage when they catch you.
So, yeah, but for us it was, they deployed the LDUs,
Who's that?
local defense unit,
So who are those guys?
semi-trained soldiers.
Oh, it's like an upgrade from a watchman.
Pretty much. Yes, but there's like 10 of them with 3 guns.
But those are the worst.
Those are the worst because they surround you. Good thing they're my tribe mates.
So you just say my name is Okelo.
So they would find me outside at like 7:30. Like, you, when you hear the accent, right? You man, what are you doing here? I'm like, Ole. When you start with Ole, guys are like, huh?
Yeah.
I'm like, Atia Bera, boy.
Yeah.
How is Okelo? Okelo Tia Bera. Okelo is good. Okelo is, how are you? What are you doing outside here? I'm like, then you switch the language.
And were bars staying open?
Oh no.
Like over here, they were staying open, but they'd lock the people in the bar.
Yes.
So you have a silent party.
You have a silent party, but if you haven't paid the police, they are raiding your bar either way.
Yeah.
So we found people hiding in refrigerators,
Oh, so it was happening.
toilets. Yeah, the bars were blasting. You'd find someone in the
Take a
ceiling.
guy in a fridge, but it's see-through. It's glass. Check it.
You know the freezers, right?
Yeah?
The ones you open vertically.
Oh yeah, they were getting in there.
There's a guy in there with this beer like this. Just the police opened and was like, "Can I at least finish this? Like, it's rude to not let a man finish his pint."
Man.
But it was savage, and it went for nearly 2 years.
What do you think of all that Corona stuff?
Corona was the biggest hoax we've ever gone
Yeah,
through.
man.
Like, from day one, I'm glad my parents are conspiracy theorists. They're the ones who stopped me from taking the vaccine.
Oh, you didn't take the vaccine?
Because everyone was telling me, if you want to perform internationally, you have to take the
That's
vaccine.
the reason I took it.
Yeah. And I just said, nah, man, I'll go through the testing. They're like, don't you like your nose being swabbed? I'm like, listen, I'm cool with that pain. You tear in one eye and then you move on and stuff. Like, you go on with your life.
But I haven't even traveled internationally since I took that.
Don't you feel
blood
bad?
vaccine.
Like, where are your blood clots? Is your guy
I
working
traveled
well?
to Kitengela.
Judging by the size of Kenya, that qualifies as international.
So yeah, it was a crazy time, that vaccine crap.
Man, I had a chick who ghosted me because I hadn't taken the vaccine. I'm like, look, I'm immune to hepatitis, okay? You should be more worried about that than COVID.
So they're not checking even at the border right now.
Right now, they're not checking. Like, I've crossed the border several times this year, and no one is bothered. I've gone to Kigali, I've gone to South Sudan, I've gone to Kenya, I've been to Dar es Salaam. No one is bothered.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you think the like that whole lockdown thing was a nice way of controlling a population? You know, just keeping them docile in their homes.
It was a very nice way of controlling a population, especially gamers. Because you know the average person has an inside hobby. and then they go out to experience life. Gamers live indoors.
Yeah.
So during lockdown, I was on my PS4, like God of War is my guy.
Oh, you got to some new levels.
Yes, I
You killed
experienced.
new bosses.
I went into Zen mode. Like, you know that thing where you're playing a video, you're not even thinking about it, you're just going hard. When I got to a point and I'm like, no, I need to get outside. But I hadn't stepped out for like 6 weeks.
Okay. Oh, you were indoors for 6 weeks.
I was indoors for 6 weeks. Because I stocked up for a zombie apocalypse. That's the kind of guy I am.
Oh,
Just
okay.
stocked up the house for a zombie
You're a prepper.
apocalypse. I'm a prepper. Had my Weetabix, my eggs, my spaghetti,
Bulletproof vest.
cup of vegetables,
Your guns.
meat, a
Oh,
crap
do you
load
have-
of
do you have
weed.
all types of meat. I'm just
Just
regular kind.
Just the minced meat, man. Not the samosas. I missed out on that one, man. The meat pie wasn't there. So
Just regular meat.
regular meat, man. Just eating meat. At some point, I bought more weed than food. So now I'm on Twitter trying to trade. Like, anyone want 1 kilo of leaves?
Of, what's it called?
I want minced meat.
What's the drink which is aged weed?
Aged with weed.
As the weed you bought at that time, so it's aged. You're branding
It has
it.
aged. It was catching moss. And I just wanted to use it as tea leaves because I didn't want to smoke. It's COVID. I'm like, okay, the virus may be fake, but a vulnerable chest is still not something you'd want.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, let me just drink it. I took tea for 6 weeks, thinking I was doing the world a service. I step out of my house after 6 weeks. I walk down from my hill to the trading center, and business is going on as usual. On a Saturday afternoon,
All right.
people are making there's prostitutes on the roadside. I'm like, hold up, you guys have been smashing during a pandemic. Like, no, I think the mask was down here.
I think you have to mask up everywhere.
Well, you have to protect both lips, so just in case.
So how's the economy doing in Uganda, man?
Man, the shilling is still
The
trash.
Chinese doing a lot of things there still.
The Chinese are doing a lot of things, but they're not as rowdy as they are in other places. I've heard a lot of things about the Chinese in Kenya,
All right.
and how they act, and the levels of disrespect.
No, there's like semi-diplomats because of the projects they're doing.
They're basically immune. Yeah.
There's this bus which carries SGR stuff. The last time I saw it, not SGR, expressway. The last time I saw it, it didn't have a number plate. It's driving without a number plate. But you see, they own that road, so to speak.
They own you guys now.
Man, we're learning Chinese.
Man,
If I get a son, that's gonna be his first language, then Kiswahili, then English, and then my mother tongue.
Atlas will be the new tribe in Kenya.
Yeah, Chinese are the new tribe in Kenya. Me, I'm close enough to the Chinese already.
Are they doing enough infrastructure projects in UG?
Yeah, I think they're the ones who built the southern bypass, but on loan and stuff. So now,
It's where?
from the air, from Entebbe.
Oh, all right. It's like some sort of express road, right?
Yeah.
I think I've used it.
It's crazy with a really lovely view of the swamp on the sides and what.
No, but they build well.
Oh, they build
Compared to
well.
local contractors.
Depending on what they're building, because apparently our dam has cracked, and
Okay.
it was built by them.
I think it's Bobby Wine.
Does Bobby Wine even know what a dam is?
These guys
Honestly.
blame the opposition on anything.
Man, they're like, Bobby, why don't you know what you're doing? But the Chinese, when you get me, I always tell people, as a northerner, we're closer to the Chinese than anyone else. Ugandan laws are very close to the Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, lingually speaking, or linguistically speaking, we're very close to the Chinese.
What's Obote Lu?
What is Lao? Yeah. So, like I said, the Lao, we are Luo by assimilation.
Are you guys in government now? Like at least the. Obviously, you're not in the presidency.
No, very far from it. We have a few.
But you know the way there was this, like when the new regime came in, they're like these people.
They first wiped out.
Yeah. Is there still that these people thing, or now you're just regular guys?
These people just switches.
Sorry, man. Sorry
Like-
for the shaky table.
No, we're mostly just regular people. The Lao are mostly athletes, you know.
So there's no
Chill
discrimination,
vibes.
like don't give them government jobs.
Now, I don't know how deep that goes, to be
Okay.
fair. Because I mean, it's been what 40-something years ever since
No, you
Obote.
know, but these things run deep.
What is allowed?
Like some kids just inherit some of this hate on just by it's transmitted by in the blood.
You know what's funny? I've seen more conflict between the Lango and the Acholi than I have with other tribes.
Oh, okay.
Because the Lango and the Acholi, we are one region apart. We're very close, right? Like when I say by assimilation, the people think the Lango are Luo because we learned the Acholi language and remixed it. So our beef is based on a whole bunch of 200 years of conflict. Of these guys came, hijacked our language and messed it up. These guys took our women, all those things, right? I've seen more of that between the Lango and the Acholi than I have between other tribes.
Oh, okay. What are the major tribes in Uganda? There's the Lango, clearly.
The Lango are like number 7? But if we're judging by size,
Let's go by population and as we are going down.
the Baganda, of course, are the largest. I am trying to look for who comes next because the Banyankole are not that many. I don't know, maybe Basoga. Okay, the Bantu normally tend to dominate in terms of population, with the Baganda being at the top. I know the Lango and the Acholi are like number 6 that side, number 7, 8. I haven't looked at the statistics in a while. I would have to Google them again.
Oh, okay.
If they're real. But the Lango are not that many. We're like Chinatown.
All right.
We even have the bicycles. The what?
The
Couriers. Like the guys doing transport, deliveries and stuff.
No, there's a tribe. Couriers are Tanzanian.
The couriers are Tanzanian.
No. I don't think they.
We may have a version of them in UG, but we still don't know which one that is.
Yeah.
But the tribes we share, I think we both have the Kalenjin. I think we have the Samias, yes. Our version of the Maasai is the Karamojong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's,
Are they more like Pokots?
gods, yeah.
I think so.
They're the dark warlike tribe.
The guys who like to jump,
Yeah.
and then they have like one attire of clothing like that, some checkered lace.
They're more of those. The chicks with the big butts, where are they from? Baganda?
Yeah, I think everywhere. Honestly, Uganda just I can't.
The food.
I can't. Like you're going to find butts everywhere. Like here, apparently it's exclusive.
Nick.
But of course,
Umepiga kelele ni? Oh, okay.
so of course the Baganda are leading in that regard. The Bams. The Westerners are known more for their hips.
Oh, okay.
And
Childbearing hips.
and the water outtake.
Do you guys know those chicks have? How many you guys are used to that stuff?
What?
Do you know that the chicks have big butts? Are you aware?
No, there are bums you see. Like, I call it the small elephant complex. You have someone tiny, but boom, when you get there, it just blows up and then goes back to being tiny.
Okay.
Like you're going to find an ass on almost
normally.
every woman in Uganda, Kampala. Like there's a butt somewhere, and it's just natural.
I think it's the food.
I don't know. Maybe the food, maybe just part of Africa.
Yeah.
We shine in different places. Like
Sengas.
Sengas. Oh, you guys caught wind of the
Is that
Sengas.
a big thing?
Oh, it's a very big thing. Sengas are like okay. So imagine presidential advisors, but for marriage.
Oh, okay. Even in the modern world.
Even in the modern world, you cannot get rid of the Sengas because they advise women on a lot of things, sex, how to treat. The modern woman is not being taught how to treat a man.
Yeah.
But that's the Senga's job.
The aunties.
Yeah, the auntie. Her job is to train
How
you
about
as
the
a
urban
woman.
centers? Are they still?
The Baganda culture is so intense, you cannot eliminate Buganda culture. Those guys are very deliberate about their cultural preservation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the Sengas and the Kojas. The Koja is the male version.
Oh, there's a koja.
The
There's
uncle.
a male
Yeah, there's a male.
trainer. So
Yes.
what does he train?
Manhood, masculinity, the things you need to do, provision, how to maintain an erection, eat bananas or something. Like
They talk about that?
they talk about that stuff.
So did you have a guy kojaing you?
No, I just
Koja, in my language, uncle is hocha.
exactly. You guys are Bantu, right?
I am.
Yeah.
Kotsa.
Uh-huh. So uncle,
Same thing.
Koja, Senga.
And then the auntie is senge.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you guys.
You see the similarities.
These guys are saying, I keep on telling you, the Tutsis, the Bangada, that's part of the Luya culture.
I am.
It's one thing. Like the difference in language is not that much. But what caught me off guard was Vijana being. I was shocked when I found out the meaning of the word Vijana. Means children.
Young, no, it's youth.
Youth.
Yeah. Vijana is youth.
It just sounds too similar to another English word. I'm sorry.
Which one?
This is vagina. I was looking at the word vijana. I'm like, this cannot be what I think it means.
Why are they saying it in public?
Why are they putting it on a school poster?
Can I ask a question?
That is funny.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, you can ask.
Let me ask you.
So long as you can be hard. But we haven't finished the Senga thing.
Continue.
So the Sengas, they're supposed to train you from your youth. It's not necessarily that every family has, okay, so it doesn't have to be like every auntie is a Senga. There's a specialist in that field who operates for like the clan.
Okay.
So known specialist.
okay.
So they hand over, like let's say you and I are from the same family, we all hand over our daughters to the Senga and leave her to train them. Now, of course, there are things I may not agree with, like pulling. I don't know if you guys have heard of pulling.
Pulling the clitoris.
The labia, the lips, and all that and stuff. It starts from a very early age.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, look, it's extreme for me, but it's tradition for them, and it's culture for them. So the Senga advises. Originally, the Senga would sample your husband before you.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Damn.
Where the Senga is like, hey, listen, I'm going to go test your man.
All right.
Yeah, so the guy wires your auntie before he gets to you.
That's crazy.
Basically, they're preserving you for after marriage.
Oh, okay.
But the Senga has to prove that this guy has
What is he checking?
got the good D.
He's checking to see if it's working.
If he knows what he's doing.
Oh, because even the guy needs to know what he's doing.
Even the guy needs to have been trained in his own way.
So they're shagging actually.
Yeah. Well,
think he
what
has
do you
to
think
do-
I meant by sampling?
But you know, guys on the other side, they don't understand what you're saying because they're people
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, so the
No,
auntie,
you
the
guys are
auntie would
smart.
sleep with your man before you marry him.
But does that still happen?
I don't know.
Megan really
I'm
wants to
honestly
get
not
married
sure.
enough times.
Man, me,
What if the Senga is very old?
No, but maybe
the
she's
Sengas-
a trainer. Yeah, she's older, but she does things.
Sengas-
She'll never ever come.
Sengas are never that old, by the way, and they are picked strategically. It's the person with the most knowledge of sex and courtship and
They're
relationships.
not married.
No, the reason I
But
know.
usually they are.
The reason I know that system works is most of my friends and even relatives who've come to Uganda and been with Ugandan women, it's like an experience of a lifetime.
Look, I know two Kenyans who came and lived with me for about 2 months on a project. Never came back to Nairobi.
Yeah, man.
Submissive.
They come back glowing.
They come back happy.
Like, damn, I've never met such a chick.
I've never
Never.
been with. Hey, like guys are like, woo. We in Uganda are like, you give it a month, but no.
Give it a few weeks.
Give it a few weeks, but you know they are trained to be like that. The kneeling, the intonation, the voice.
They're submissive.
They are trained to be like that. That's what makes Baganda women dangerous.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
So do they know it's a superpower?
Oh,
it is, right?
they are very aware.
They know.
They're fully aware. Like they know what they're doing. They know that when you get on your knees and use a certain tone of voice, dude, you just walked into your home. You just came back home, right? All you've done is go to work and come back home. And this chick gets on her knees. Like, you know, all those seductive words, like, I'm so happy to see you. How have you been? My provider, the giver of land. Like, they throw you all these titles. The biggest
giver of
D.
land.
Like, they give. Meanwhile, even during sex, intercourse, chick is throwing around phrases like, oh my god, I've given you Uganda house, it is yours now, take it from me. I'm like, bitch, you don't even own that place. But the idea is to boost the male ego,
yeah.
and they're
And it
so
works
well
like a charm.
it works like a charm. But the men also reciprocate it. You're supposed to leave this thing called kameza. Kameza is the bedside table. You're supposed to leave some money there
All right.
every morning on your way to work.
Oh, okay. So it's a tradition.
It's a tradition. It's part of the tradition. Leave what the family needs and what your wife needs to operate on.
Oh.
So when you go to work, you come back proud knowing that she has handled all her business and she has also taken care of herself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The dynamic is very reciprocal. Yeah.
This white guy really spoils our African
Man,
traditions,
white
man.
men come and mess it up. But
That
they
guy's
don't-
had a thing going. It's only that we didn't have guns.
we had a plan.
The question is, I would like to see the divorce rate in Kenya, but the divorce rate in Nigeria. In that sense, that thing helps those statistics.
Okay, to be fair, I don't know the statistics of divorce rate.
No.
And also Uganda is one of those.
Less than 20% of the baby.
Oh, okay.
Uganda is also one of those very conservative cultures where if people got divorced, they probably wouldn't let you know.
Oh, they keep it undercover.
Yeah, they can live in the same house for the longest time, different rooms, but they're divorced. Because Ugandans live double lives. You get like,
Also, guys,
yeah, you're in a conservative society that has a liberal mindset. So you know where to be conservative. Liberalism is in your privacy. So the divorce rate, you can't tell how many people are actually divorced.
what about single
But-
mothers? Single mothers.
There's a lot of, they're everywhere.
I think in every urban center there
In
is.
every urban center, there's single mothers. And
Compared to Kenya.
I've never liked the narrative they're pushing. Like, you don't need a man. I'm like, no, but the kid needs a father. So I don't get what you're saying. Because I hear lots of women saying, me, I just want to get pregnant, have my child, and raise him alone. And I'm always like, are you sure about this?
Yeah.
Like, are you certain about this? Because as a guy who grew up in a 2-parent household, there's that balance you get, right?
Yeah.
There's that,
To your kids.
yeah, I don't want to do that to my kids. The guys are like, why are you
All the
36?
40 of them.
Yeah, all of them. Like a cuckoo danger up in here.
So when you come to Nairobi, do you feel like there's a difference with the chicks you meet here?
Massive difference. And you guys have gorgeous women.
Yeah, they're
You
hot,
have
huh?
very hot women here.
About the face.
They're hotter than freaking fire, you guys.
Yeah, we're talking about the face.
No, even their character is good.
The character is awesome. Like,
Yeah, right?
so this is one thing I've learned about Kenyan women. They're a lot more upfront. Ugandan women are a lot more playful and stuff. They want to be chased. They want to play the whole meek girl thing. Kenyan chicks will show up to you like a boo. Yeah, you want some of this? I'm like, oh yeah, I mean,
Check it, do you want to?
Foreigners.
Yeah?
For foreigners.
foreigners.
Easy for foreigners to bank.
Yeah,
Yes.
true. I think it's everywhere.
Really?
Yeah,
Ugandan chicks, when they look at
Like
us,
if you go to Uganda, you have an easier time than you have here.
Dude, I'm going to buy a t-shirt that says foreigner. Just so I can get.
Savo, just say this is a Savo.
No,
You're
but
foreigner and then you don't talk much.
yes, and that's the problem. We are comedians. We talk a lot. But yeah, but I noticed the body type is very different.
Yeah, definitely.
Longer, slimmer legs. You know, like in Kampala, we're used to hips going crazy, right? Like just like the body shapes are unrealistic, to be
Oh, right.
honest. And it's not even. Have you seen the mannequins in Kampala?
They also have the body shape.
Even the mannequins are weird nowadays, like wide hips with a gap in between the legs. I'm like, how does this combination work? And then a mannequin with a big butt. And I'm like, why is Nicki Minaj being molded into a stereotype?
Have you ever fallen in love with a mannequin? Then you're like, shit, it was a mannequin. It has happened to me.
Man,
I think that imported some mannequins from Uganda to keep together. So like, damn, that's a mannequin.
let me guess, you went lingerie shopping
I was just walking through
and died in your movie. No, those mannequins be looking sexy sometimes though, man.
Damn, that's a mannequin in the house.
Experience.
Mannequins.
The chicks have good experience,
Experience?
Yeah, we said,
Kenyan chicks are, how can I put it? They're more upfront.
okay, let's go to the sexual part. Ugandans tend to squeak more than
To squat.
Squat
I
more.
don't know if you can be hard though. You know we are
I said
outside.
one
here.
that I want you to,
Okay, so how Ugandan women? Squatting is part of the culture.
It's called kachabari.
Kachabali, where you beat the thingy on the nani. Let me talk like a Ugandan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you beat the guthingi on the nani, and then the gundi comes. Like, you know, Ugandans will go a full sentence without saying anything, but we understand each other.
Kenya rarely will you find that.
Hey, just beat the nani on the gundi, and the kathingi nankani will
nini.
He will nini. just like that. But yeah, it's a common thing in Uganda.
Yeah, because it's been embraced, I guess.
Yeah, like people, like it's bragging rights when your bed is wet. Like guys taking
In fact,
selfies
you really leave that kameza with
Yeah.
authority.
Just annoying.
properly.
Just annoying with time.
Yes, but it also depends on the culture. Like this is more popular amongst Westerners. Western Uganda, where that is commonplace, where that is like it comes naturally. It's not even enhanced. A chick could be dehydrated and still wet your bed.
So where is the Western? I'm just asking for a friend.
Okay, so the
Which
culprits
crowds are there?
The culprits are mostly the Banyankole, the Batoro, the Banyoro. Banyoro, I don't even know if they are west, but you know that side of the country. Mbarara, Fort Portal, also still very calm, submissive women, and they leave your bed soaked
They have sound
properly. Yeah.
screaming.
Not even screaming, man. If you're getting water, I don't think you need noise. Goodness.
Like, what kind of demands does this guy?
Like, how many things do you want at once,
So
bro?
combine both.
Pick a struggle. It's like those chicks who say, I want a light-skinned Kalenjin. Chick, pick a hustle. Like, you can't have both.
So you've been to Rwanda too quite a bit, right?
Yeah. Perform quite a bit with Arthur.
Kigali is looking better by the day.
You guy, Kigali. So let me tell you something funny about Kigali. All my jokes are usually about how clean the city is. Like one time I get there and tell them, listen, I wore my dirty clothes because I was late for the flight. And I got on the flight, I landed in Kigali, and I was running across the road celebrating being away from Uganda. And I tripped and fell on the road and got up cleaner. I'm sorry for dirtying your roads, Kigali.
No, but that place is clean. Have you been outside
clean.
Kigali, like to the villages?
Yeah, I've gone to Chivu.
Is it as
For a
clean
gig.
besides? Or is it just Kigali?
The one thing I learned
Okay,
about
let's say
Kigali.
organized.
Organized, yes. Like I think, and this is something Cotilda told me in 2017, 2018. Rwanda has managed their roadsides very well. Like you don't see chaos on the roadside. Like
Which
the
is
pavements are pavements. It's not like in Uganda where pavements are for borders. Here in Nairobi, your buses are pedestrians. Like you just find rush hour, they're climbing the pavement. I found a bus stuck in a manhole. I was like, explain yourself, sir. How did this happen? Like, who grew you?
Explain with diagrams.
Explain with that. Draw for me what route you are using. Show me on Google Maps. But yeah, they manage the roadsides very well,
Which
and they're
is smart
organized.
because if you read, there's a book by a guy called Lee Kuan Yew, the Singapore Prime Minister, the founding Prime Minister. He said you have to fix where the tourists are seeing.
Yes.
So if you're driving from the airport, say, to the hotel, you'll just see on the side of the road the route
Usually.
you'll use.
Yeah.
So if you fix that, this guy will leave with, thinking that this is a very organized country.
Yeah. Like if you came to Uganda and drove from Entebbe via the southern bypass, connected to the northern bypass, and then went straight, let's say, like to... You got off at like Ntinda and got a hotel somewhere there, or you went to Munyonyo direct. Speak Resort Munyonyo. You have not seen Uganda.
Yeah.
You have not seen anything.
Because the experience is curated, like the sides, it's organized.
It's organized, and of course the southern bypass doesn't have any roadside. It's just one major highway.
Yeah.
But Entebbe looks good, right?
Yeah.
Entebbe looks good. Munyonyo looks nice. So if you went from Entebbe to Munyonyo,
yes. Munyonyo is a high-end area.
you're in a very
It's the
restricted
same
area.
with the expressway. Here
Yes.
they decided just to lift it up, and then if you're from the airport, you get onto the expressway. From there, the buildings look really nice.
I've been filming videos of Nairobi, and I'm like, this is the same city I came to in
Damn.
2005.
And then now you get off in Westlands.
Aha. Meanwhile, that's where I woke up when I used bus car. I don't know what's wrong with that bus company.
That was the other time when you're coming for the festival?
No, this time.
Oh, you've come with bus
When
car.
I came with bus car, right? Because sometimes you like to take the scenic route.
Yeah.
Flights are nice, but there's something about the bus experience.
There's something about the road.
Yeah, the authenticity and the road, and you just sit there. So I never sleep before I reach the border on the Ugandan side. So we reached the border, and I can swear to you guys, I only had 3 things. I had Kisumu, Nakuru, and then Westlands. I was in Nairobi by 7 a.m. Scheduled time of arrival was, guess what? 9.
The car was flying.
Bus car was flying. At some point I woke up in the middle of the ride and there was mist everywhere. I couldn't see outside, but the driver was flying.
Yeah. Must have been more key man.
And the rain just followed us all the way from Kampala, like all the way here.
Yeah, it was you. It was following you.
It was following me.
All the way to the comedy club.
All the way to the comedy club. It couldn't let me go.
So you say-
but Nairobi is a dope place.
You're telling me about Kigali.
Yes, so Kigali managed their roadsides well. And also, I don't know, I think every country needs a Kagame.
I think so.
I think so. Like, I think every country needs a
I'm
Kagame.
like, maybe they should be a president and they're just a Kagame.
Then a Kagame.
Who runs shit.
Like a Kagame presidential advisor, and that's his job, to be the Kagame. Like, he just does it and says, look,
This is the way forward.
this is the way forward. I don't care how you feel, we are doing it, but it benefits all of us.
Yeah.
Just go for it. Because I look at Kigali and I'm like, this guy is... Uganda has more gorillas. Far more gorillas.
More gorillas.
We have more gorillas. We've had gorillas for longer, and
But
we've
first
had.
to mind when you think of gorillas is Kigali.
It's Rwanda. You
Yeah,
get
Rwanda, yes.
the gorilla naming ceremony, Kwitizina. Like these guys plan things like years ahead. First in Uganda, we are debating over fuel prices, so it gets very tricky.
And are they many in Uganda, the gorillas?
The gorillas are many. We have more gorillas. But our tourism industry, I think they took it for granted that the gorillas are supposed to market themselves.
You know, there was this Kenyan called Trudy, Miss Trudy, who
Miss
went to
Trudy.
Uganda and recorded animals. It was actually a shock that there were animals in Uganda, like wild animals.
Okay, me, I'll be honest, and I'll say it as a Ugandan. Miss Trudy is not the smartest person. Like, I don't care what her strategy was. The idea, I think they were brought in on like what, a sponsorship deal or something.
I don't know.
Oh, the amount they were supposed to pay was cut. But the husband is Woodmeyer, right? Something like that. Yeah, they travel together and do their own thing. If you really wanted to promote Uganda, don't come to Uganda and act ignorant about the fact that African things exist in another country. What the hell do you mean? I didn't know they have national parks. Are you dumb? For the first time, I wasn't mad at Ugandans for getting angry. I was like, well, she deserved it. Like, quite frankly, I'm like, Miss Trudy, calm your ass down. This is not promotion. This is devaluation of an entire country. What do you mean I didn't know they had national parks? Where do you think we keep our animals? In the kennel?
But you guys haven't marketed them enough.
I know, but don't
Like,
come
I know
and...
there's a Serengeti in Tanzania.
Yeah.
Right? It spills over from the Mara, right? Like, I know a few
The
parks in,
migration.
there's a route. But to be honest, maybe I'm as dumb as Trudy.
No, you're not dumb.
Okay, I'm not as dumb.
Trudy found out.
Maybe it's the way she said it.
The way she said it, yes. Because if you say you're going to market a country, or you're here, I can't come to Kenya and be like, oh my God, I didn't know they had beautiful women. Like,
you look a bit
do you know what the Kenyans would do to me? And you guys are on Twitter, like, just waiting for someone to
I get it.
mess around and find out. So we were like, Trudy, you need to calm yourself down. And she didn't stop there. She kept going. Oh, they have malls in Kampala? I'm like, you stupid ass. Like, I swear, I can't with you. Who allowed you to come to this country? Like, Ugandans were very happy to chase her out. That is the one time I've seen Ugandans not scared of a beef with another country. They're like, if Kenya comes at us, we are going to fight back. Because usually Ugandans, these tweets, these beefs on X and all that, we are not about that life.
No,
man.
but for you to engage in a tweet in Uganda, like, you have to be committed, right?
You have to be-
First, you have to have your VPN in order,
That's for Facebook, though.
right? Or just for Facebook?
Facebook is the one that was banned.
Oh, okay. How come? They don't know Twitter is a thing? Maybe we shouldn't publish this.
Stop sounding like Miss Trudy. No, the thing
I'm
is...
talking about the government.
Oh, the government.
They shouldn't see this podcast.
So the government doesn't get
There's
satire.
another one called Twitter.
It's now called X. Twitter's X. So Facebook was where most Ugandans were. As of 2018, I was working in advertising, and we went through the statistics, and only 3% of Ugandans online were on Twitter.
All right.
Yeah, Facebook had the majority share. It was like
so that's where
90
people
something
are at.
percent. Yeah.
And it's the older generation.
A bit of both, to be
Okay.
fair. Because Ugandans, there's two categories, there's two age brackets on Twitter in Uganda. The really old and the very young, the Gen Z. So there's us who are in between, but we're the quiet ones. Guys in their 30s on Twitter, we're not really noise makers. The guys who make noise are the guys in their 40s, 50s, 60s, CEOs, bankers, oil engineers, who are always posting advice, survival tips, the important things. Then the other categories, the Gen Z, drink water and mind your business, those ones. The other category is Gen Z, that's always looking for violence and pettiness.
Okay.
Those are the two categories on Twitter. And those two categories don't see eye to eye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't care for each other's opinion. The young ones think the old guys are stuck up. The old guys are like, these young dumbasses here need to learn one day. But you start to see the transition on Twitter when someone gets to like their late 20s, early 30s. They start to follow older people on Twitter. So
Okay.
Twitter is not really that big in Uganda. That's why we've never won a Twitter war. Like, how are you
Big
going?
guns are not on Twitter.
We are limited on military.
What are they called? The special forces.
The special forces.
The Recce squad.
You
What
are-
is the Recce squad equivalent in Uganda? Like
Wrecking squad
the
is-
most serious squad in the police.
What's that thing called? There's an anti-terror unit. Look, there was this guy called Operation Wembley.
All right, that was the name of the unit.
It was the name of the operation. But there's SFC. The guys Muhozi
Beard
leads.
guys.
Eh? Guys with the thick mustaches.
Oh, it's a thing?
They all look like John Speak. Yeah, the guy is led by SFC is not even police. It's like high-ranking military. It's a different branch. In police, we have like 5 branches. There's the anti-terror squad. There's the guys who wear a different kind of uniform. There's the LD. Like it gets confusing. There's traffic police. The dark blue, I think, is the anti-terror unit. They have snipers.
But the police in Uganda, they wear black or they wear the military kit?
Now you see where it gets confusing, right?
Yeah.
The normal police uniform is khaki.
Okay.
Traffic police, white. Anti-terror squad, dark blue. Now I don't even know who the guys are who wear the blue combat uniform.
Maybe
I don't know who they are.
Like, today, what are we gonna wear, people? Let's wear red.
Let's switch it up. But they know each other and they know the rankings of the system and all that. But I would put anti-terror squad at the top. Those guys look dangerous.
All right.
Like any squad that brings a sniper into the city.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with snipers.
Yeah, true, man.
Speaking of Muhozi,
Yes, please. What's up with Muhozi?
what was the beef with him?
There was a
coming
tour.
to-
You remember the tour?
The
taking
tour.
over Westlands, taking over.
Let's say it like Ugandan. The tour. The tour. So
He was tweeting quite a bit.
yeah. So Muhozi and what was her name again? That chick, the tourist chick,
Which one?
the one we just
Trudy.
talked about. Yeah. I think they have the same problem.
Tweeting.
They have to know when to chill, man. Like it's
Relax.
just know when to relax. Like my dad says, you need to know when to be Indian. Practice relaxing. Just chill. There's so many tweets he has posted that have started controversy.
It's a
And
thing.
it's a thing. It's a very common thing. It has reduced significantly of late, but there's a point where they were trying to pit him as the ambassador because we had a beef with Rwanda, a bit of a diplomatic problem with Rwanda. The borders were closed.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that incident. Katonga, is it the Katonga?
Yeah.
That border, that side. And Muhozi was apparently the guy in charge of handling the negotiation with President Kagame, which for a lot of us were like, oh, he's a diplomat. Okay, that's nice. Then you see him shaking hands with President Kagame. They take a photo together. Next tweet, where is this woman with the big bum I've seen in this photograph? Can someone help me find her? I'm like, damn it, Muhozi, you had us. You had us. What are you tweeting now?
Damn.
And the
Someone
tweets.
take his phone.
Yes, that's what everyone kept saying. Somebody take his phone. Because if they're pitching him as the next president of the country, of course we don't agree. But at the same time, we're like, okay, let's see how well they can market this. Because I'm a sales guy. I'm into marketing. If you can play the audience and make them buy the product, you have my respect. Even if we're going to die after that. But yes. So I want to see what they're going to use to pitch him as next viable president.
Yeah, let's see how that goes.
Yeah, because to be honest, I don't see it, but also the Twitter population is too small to have an impact.
Yeah, true. Yeah. We have a
Because-
lot of that here too.
Yeah, you can quarrel on Twitter all you want, but you're like what, 3 to 5 to 7% of the population who are online. This is not the general population, the number of people online. And Uganda's internet penetration, I don't think exceeds 50%.
Yeah, true. There's so much
So-
noise when you're in that environment. So you think that's what the whole country thinks,
You think there's an impact.
but it is not.
He can go to a district where there's no internet, give people soap, bread and water and tea, and your opinions are invalid.
Yeah.
So Twitter is not really a place to get genuine Ugandan opinions. Go down to the common man. But yeah, like I said, Muhozi seems like the type of guy I would drink with, but I don't think he's the type of guy I would want running the country. I mean,
Running just another comedy club.
to be fair, yes, and it is not coming from a place of beef or anything. Like, I don't agree with Museveni,
Yeah.
but I respect Museveni. He earned the country. He went to war, he fought, he did his thing, and then he has gotten it, right? So even when you don't agree with him, you're like, well, I'm having trouble setting up a comedy platform. This guy is running a country for 30-something years. Let me keep quiet. There's something I can learn. I don't get that same vibe with Muhozi. Yeah, it feels like we are peers. Yeah, like we both have a lot of learning to do.
You both need some leadership.
We both need some leadership in our lives.
But I know you're supposed to leave for
Kampala.
Kampala
Champala.
And first of all, I want to apologize for this horrid setup. but there's no electricity, and I needed to have you on camera. I think it's back now, just when we are finishing.
Yeah, I completely understand. You have a car doing free lighting with reflections.
Yeah, man.
Man, it's survival
We are
things.
both melanated. I don't know if we'll be seen on this podcast. But I told you I'm planning to come to Uganda in January.
Yes.
Spend some 2 weeks there.
You want survival tips?
Yeah, give me like one.
Kampala is a trap. Don't fall for it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you get sucked into the Kampala nightlife, you might not come back to Nairobi.
Oh, for real?
Like just walk into any bar, buy your drink and chill. I can guarantee you're going to get approached.
All right.
Especially if you have a big table, a big bottle on the table. You get approached. Hey, what's up? Are you guys doing? Are you okay? Are you having fun?
So I need to have a budget for at least 3 bottles before they find out who I truly am.
Yes. Like, you know how every guy has a startup budget? Like that budget where you can take a chick on 3 expensive dates before you smash, and after that, that's how Kampalans survive.
That you're back to Nairobi.
One day, go buy a big bottle, sit in the bar, get the numbers you need, get the attention you want to command, leave. Go, then take it to the DM.
I'm looking forward, man. Stop in Kampala for those of you guys who are watching.
Second tip, screw the zebra crossings.
All right.
Yeah. Zebra crossing, traffic lights. No.
Oh, no one follows them.
If you want to die, follow them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you see, and it's not because we don't believe you shouldn't respect the traffic lights. No, it's just because you have police competing with the traffic lights. The light is red, but this guy is saying go. Okay, so you could get rammed from the back, and gay is illegal. So that's the last thing you need happening to you. But yeah, there's so much commotion. Like the leading cause of traffic jam is traffic police. The lights are doing their job, but these guys are like, stop. You're like, it's green though. It's like, you're challenging me. I'm like, who the hell are you? Shao Kahn? Mortal Kombat? What are you doing?
You could be rammed from the back.
But yes, Kampala is a beautiful place. It is
I'm looking
fun.
forward to come there.
Show up with your currency, you'll be a millionaire.
Man, I'm going to be a millionaire in the next couple of weeks.
You show up in Uganda with 200k Kenya shillings.
I'm gonna rule. What's the area where you live called?
Kulambiro.
Kulambiro is gonna know who I am.
Kulambiro will remember you. It's like,
Kulambiro means what?
I have no idea, but there's a time someone wrote it as Kulamboro. That was awkward. It was very awkward. They misspelled it, and Uganda was like, "What?" Yeah, it was
that's illegal.
It was after the assassination of a police officer.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so and so was shot and killed today in Kulamboro. Guys are like, hold up. Is this in our country or did he die in Kenya? But yeah, Kampala, Uganda is a fun place. It's a beautiful place. People are friendly. A little too friendly. We were voted the world's friendliest country.
Oh, nice.
We're in competition with Canada. Imagine.
Hey, you guys. I think there's something about one president and friendship.
You have to contain long-term relationships.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
At least you understand the relationship
Properly. You need to get it.
So, man. So, see you guys on the next one. Thanks for coming through, bro. Sorry, this place is getting a bit noisy.
Thank
so
you
we're
for
going to
the
end
beer,
it here. But Karibu, Kisingani Podcast, subscribe, leave a comment, follow Omara at LOL Model.
At Omara Daniel OL, the LOL model.
Okay, but I'll put his handle right down here so you can watch.
Send nudes.
You can follow. Bye.